Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wednesday's market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and wanted to start by wishing a good friend and a brother fair winds and following seas. Rhino, this guy was larger than life, man. He was your I showed up to my first fleet squadron and CAG 11, Air Wing 11, and he was the CAG paddles, the CAG LSO, and this guy was just your stereotypical Tomcat pilot, man. He was larger than life, a hell of a landing signals officer, a great guy, a great American, and a great father. Ended up he got out of flying the flying tennis court, so to speak. The Tomcat went over to do command tours in the F-18, and just a great American. And he is gone as a result of a short battle with cancer. Seems like a lot of my buddies who sat behind big pieces of machinery emitting radiation are going way too soon. So Rhino, I will miss you, my brother, and I will see you at the merge up in Valhalla. Okay, let's head down south. It's by the day it gets worse down in Brazil. The Brazilian health minister signed an order recommending that chloroquine be used to treat patients from their first day of infection. So, of course, the liberal media in this country, their faces are melting off because the president is taking it, or they don't believe he's taking it, or he's lying, or whatever they're doing, and who cares what they're saying. But it's bad down south, man. They went over 1,000 deaths yesterday. That was the first day where they peaked through 1,000. And it is just it's brutal down there. Russia's popping through 300,000. It's getting uglier, and it's really interesting because the EWZ, the Brazilian ETF, just seems to ignore all the bad. I mean, there's your initial. Let's go back here. There's your initial, begin mid-February, March implosion, and then just skimming along the treetops here, ignoring all the bad. From the intelligence I've gathered, had a good call today with somebody who would know exactly what's going on. Their Federal Reserve is buying equities. So you can't fight our Fed, and you definitely can't fight a central bank in any other country that is not only just buying what we would call treasuries, but buying equities. That's just, you're not strong enough to fight that. So holding on to the bear call spread that we have in EWZ out to Friday. Also got filled on my my bull put spread on Amazon to exit. That thing was up 90% since Monday afternoon, since our solo Amazon brief, and I think it was about a $3,800 profit in 2.5 days. I just added a new one this morning, sent this out to the Afterburner and the Max Afterburner folks, added another bull put spread on Amazon. That one's already up 15%, $700 right now. So really happy with our performance of late with all of our trades. Mike Pompeo, Secretary of State, congratulates Taiwan, the Taiwanese president, and what's China do? Goes absolutely apeshit, of course. As you know, we believe Taiwan is its own independent country. We have a Defense of Taiwan agreement. We sell them tanks, F-16s, you name it. China believes they are a renegade province, and they will take them back. They do amphibious exercises. They practice assaulting this island nation, and this is going to become a flashpoint. Hong Kong and Taiwan are very, very, very big issues to China, especially with them running around the world right now, thumping their chest at everything. So their president, has more or less said this. Hey, man, this one country, two systems offer is you can shove it. You guys promised, one country, two systems type of thing to Hong Kong, and here you are cracking skulls years later and sucking democracy out of Hong Kong. Just not going to happen. So this is going to come to a head, and the fact that. And of course, the president's doing a great job of sailing our warships right through the Taiwan Strait right here. Of course, China believes that is Taiwan. They own Taiwan, and any U.S. ship that sails through here is sailing through Chinese waters, not Taiwanese waters. And this will come to a head. This will not go on forever, and it'll be interesting to see how it ends up. We already know how it ends up in Top Gun 2 in the movie Maverick. Remember, in the first Top Gun movie, he had a Taiwanese flag on the back of his flight jacket, and of course, since the Chinese went apeshit, Tom Cruise, who has no balls, pulled it off his flight jacket for the second movie. Anyone ever wonder why Richard Gere hasn't gotten another job in decades in Hollywood? It's because China owns Hollywood, and he supports Tibet, right, and Buddhism, and the Dalai Lama. So here we are. S&P up about 53 points right now. Dow up 400-ish as we try and do this race towards 3,000. We've had this triple top right here, 1, 2, 3, and we're trying to do pull-ups here. We're trying to do pull-ups, get up to this 3,000 level, which is right around the 200-day moving average on the S&P 500. Retailers actually, Lowe's shares jumped after it reports quarterly results above expectations. That was weird or unexpected, right? But again, you can't have high school or college graduations, but you can go to Lowe's. You can't go to the beach and you can't, hang out at a party, but you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and walk around there. Maybe we can have our graduates walk around the aisles in Lowe's as they announce their names over the loudspeakers, right? So really, really interesting. And to be honest with you, it was an interesting. Yesterday was really interesting with the Secretary Mnuchin and Jerome Powell kind of testifying at the same time to the Senate, where Jerome Powell was like, "Dude, we got a whole bag of ammo," and Mnuchin kind of but not kind of pumping the brakes a little bit, saying, "Hey, let's see how all this stuff flows into the market to see if we can see how it reacts, because allegedly the Republican Party is, not the party of deficits and definitely a fiscal responsibility. And here we are spending like a drunken sailor. I get it. Biggest shock, this economy's ever seen in the history of the Republic. But, at a certain level, enough is enough. Speaking of going up to 3,000 on the S&P 500, most investors don't think this rally is for real, and they're stupid. Most of the fund managers surveyed in the Bank of America Global Fund Survey yesterday didn't see this coming. I did. I predicted that to the day, and this within 2 days. I nailed it. And they got this wrong too. I was wrong by about 2 weeks down here. Remember, I said we're going to W, implosion, up, implode, and that's when it ended. Great article in the Wall Street. This is a must. Listen to me if you're clubbing in the Bahamas right now. The day coronavirus nearly broke the financial markets. I've told many of you, you have got to read When Genius Failed. That's the name of the book, When Genius Failed, The Rise and Fall of Long-Term Capital Management. This is when genius failed for us. If you were with me or at least watching my SITREPs back here, we traded through history. And this talks about March 16th-ish, which is you have to read this. This is a must read for everybody. The day coronavirus nearly broke the financial markets, because it really is an in-depth look at how what nobody thought would happen, especially after the 2008 implosion and the fixes they put in would happen. And it did. So this is a must read, period. End of story. If you continue trading in these markets and don't read this, you're an idiot. And I mean that with the full weight and force of that word idiot. Read this. The March 16th stock crash was part of a broader liquidity crisis that threatened the viability of America's companies and municipalities. Just what a great read. What am I getting at? I'm rambling about that and on that tangent because most investors don't think this rally is for real. What are they, retarded? What? Look at the screen. Is this the Matrix? It's like not real. What am I looking at on my screen right now? Is somebody playing with me? Is this CGI? No, folks. Trade the market you have, not the one you want. I get it, man. It sucks out there. People are unemployed. It's a nightmare in this economy. We're definitely in a recession, most likely hurtling towards a depression. But hey, man, deal with it. You cannot fight $10.2 trillion that the Fed is pumping into this thing, period. So when I see headlines like this, people just step away, push away from the computer, and don't do anything. It's ridiculous. Some 68% of respondents to the BAML, or Bank of America Merrill Lynch Global Research Fund Manager Survey. It's way too many words. Call this a bear market rally. Right? What's that term mean? 20% rise or fall. 20% rise is a bull market. 20% fall is a bear market. So this term bear market rally is this kind of convoluted, like, hey, we're in a bear market, but this is a rally. Man, that is a monster. That's up over 30% since the March lows. Okay, this ain't no bear market rally, folks. Again, trade the market you have, not the one you want. And here comes the Fed jumping into the pool to lend $600 billion directly to businesses. So they bailed out Wall Street already, which is essentially what this article is about. And now they're going to bail out Main Street. Stop. And the dude the other night on 60 Minutes said, hey, man, there's a lot more we can do. Reprint money digitally. Do not be bearish on this market, folks, period. Remember, as an options trader, I'm a fighter pilot as well. I can pull back on a stick and go 9 Gs in the other direction straight down. If something happens to cause this market to implode, we can go from being bullish to bearish in the blink of an eye. Unlike most funds or hedge funds or family offices or institutions, hundreds and thousands of shares, they're like a super tanker doing 30 knots, and they want to make a turn. It's going to take a while for them, right? Us, in the blink of an eye. I did it down here in the blink of an eye. In the blink of a Fed announcement, I went from being, holy crap, this market's going to implode, to holy crap, this market's going to explode. We can do that. Right, that's what we do here at Top Gun Options. Okay, so we have accelerated retirement coming up at 1 p.m. Tomorrow we don't have anything. I'm hopping in an L39, flying up to, look at that. Now the Amazon spread's up almost $1,000. That's sweet. I'm flying up to Fairhope, Alabama for, what was it, Memorial Day? Yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend to fly with a bunch of L39s and also meet the mechanic who flew up to right outside of Seattle. We're buying our own L39. Very happy to do that. I'm going to try and get some veterans flying and help through the foundation. So hopefully Top Gun Fighter Foundation, I'm definitely buying a damn airplane, but hopefully we can use the foundation to get ladies and dudes in the back seat who serve their country and maybe put a smile on their face. So looking forward to this weekend to getting the pre-buy inspection report and also flying my ass off with some great Americans. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you.